Okay, so everybody quiet. We're going to do 4A together. So here we go. As I copy the problem, I'm going to go ahead and do a little factoring, grouping and factoring, because I know I'm going to have to be complete. I'm going to have to be completing the square. Okay, so let's make sure that I did that right. I was talking and writing at the same time. Okay, you with me to this point? Ronnie, we're doing 4A. Will you join us?
Yeah.
And then we'll do whatever you want to do. But right now, we're all working on 4A. So here we go. What completes the square? 1, but it'll be a 9. Here will be a
9 times 16.
9, but over here it'll be a negative 144. So we have 9x plus 1 squared minus 16y minus 3 squared equal to another beautifully rigged problem. Thank you, nicest teacher on the face of the planet. Now we're going to divide by 144. And everything comes out lovely. What shape do we have here? This is a hyperbola. Everybody clear on it's a hyperbola? Hyperbolas are the ones we have to find the most stuff for. There's more for hyperbola than anything else. So here we go. Where's the center? Ooh, negative 1, 3. Watch that carefully. When you group, you got to factor that negative out. That's going to change that to a minus, which means the positive 3 on the center. Now, on the test, you're going to have plenty of space to draw a picture, but the picture's not required. But for me, it is. I can't do this without a picture. So I'm going to go ahead and build my box. So I'm going to count sideways 4 and up and down 3. Everybody okay with why I'm going 4 sideways and 3 up and down? And I'm going to build my box. And I'm going to go ahead and put in my asymptotes. And now I'm going to draw my curve. But I have to decide if I'm going to draw it this way or this way. So which way will it be? This way. It's going to go sideways. And how, Kenton, do I know that it's going to go sideways?
Because the x is straight.
Exactly. The x is the positive variable in the equation. So we're opening sideways. These 2 points right here, where we hit the box, those are your vertices. Those are the vertices. So over there on the side, where I have all those numbers listed, number 2, blank number 2 is where you put the vertices. You understand my super secret code? 2 is vertices. So you will write down negative 5, 3 and 3, 3. How did I get those? I started at the center and did what? Forward and backward. 4. Now, this axis is called the transverse axis. It aligns with the major axis. So in the blank called major axis, you're going to write transverse axis, and that is how long? 8. And in the one called minor axis, you'll do the conjugate axis, which is 6. Major goes with transverse. Minor goes with conjugate. And which axis is the transverse axis, the longest one? No, the transverse axis is not the longest one. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. What does it mean to be the transverse axis? The one with the vertices. It could be the shortest one. It's the one with the vertices. Okay? Now, my foci are back here someplace, and I would know where they were if I knew how far it was from the center to the focus. How far is it from the center to the focus in this hyperbola?
5.
It is the square root of 16 plus 9, which is 5. So I'm going to start at my center and go forward 5, which would put me at 4, 3, and backward 5, which would put me at negative 6, 3. Those are my focus points. So they go in the blank numbered 5. What's my eccentricity? Somebody said it, 5/4. You are exactly right. How do we get the eccentricity of a hyperbola and an ellipse? It's done the same way. Joey, eccentricity for an ellipse and a hyperbola, center to focus divided by center to vertex. So center to focus is 5, center to vertex is 4. So your eccentricity is 5/4. Now we need our asymptotes. Our asymptotes are lines. There are 2 of them. The point that they both contain is the center. Would you agree with that? Now what about slope? Think about building this box. You started at the center and you went up how many? And over how many? So your slope is 3/4 and negative 3/4. 2 separate lines. Now you're going to write the equation of those lines and you get to do it however you want. So this one, so I'll do it both ways. I don't care which way you do it, it's up to you, but you got to write both equations. You'll need 2 equations. So using point slope, y minus 3 equals 3/4, that's plus 1. Y minus 3 equals 3/4 x plus 3/4. Y equals 3/4 x plus 15/4. So there's one of my asymptotes. Remember, you don't have to work it out this way. Come up with this using another method. This one I'll do using slope-intercept. So y equals mx plus b. So y equals negative 3/4 x plus 9/4. And these go in the blank called asymptotes. Now, do we have all the blanks filled in? So we are done with that problem. Okay? So, Hallie, can you turn that off? We don't need video anymore. It's already all videoed. And now